Hello, hello, and welcome to the December 2013 Gaming PC Builds of the Month. My name is Corey with NoobComputerBuild.com. Getting started here with December's builds. I'm going to start with the $600 build, but we also have the $1,000 build and the $1,500 build as per usual. The biggest things that have changed this month is basically the fluctuations in prices between all of the graphics cards have really been the biggest factor in affecting price or cost of your builds this month, and that is due to my guess is the supply and demand of last month's release of AMD's new graphics cards. But anyways, I'll explain as we go further, starting with the $600 build. The $600 build this month comes out to $614 currently, and we are using again the AMD FX 6300 6-core processor, and this should come in to at about around $119. The motherboard I did switch up this month to the ASRock ASRock 970 Extreme 3 for $89.99. I did switch from the board from last month, since the board from last month is supposed to be around $69. However, it bumped up to be about $89 as well. So I thought, might as well substitute in a better board if we're going to be paying that much anyhow. The graphics card we have is the R9 270 graphics card for $179.99. I did switch this from the new AMD card like this one, the R9 270X from last month, because the prices and the availability of that one have gone kind of whack, and I can't really find anywhere where you can purchase this currently at the prices where you're supposed to be at about $210, I think. But this one, it's widely available for $179.99. It's just a slightly lower powered one, and that does make the build come out to $614 still. However, if you have that extra, say, $20, $30, and you want to kind of bump it up to a 270X and you find one, then by all means do so. I'm just going to quickly jump over to this video here. It's a guy that did a quick benchmark using the AMD FX 6300 and the R9 270X, and here he's playing Battlefield 3 on Ultra. And I don't know if you could see quite clearly here, but I just tried to load the video really quickly to give you an idea. He's playing Battlefield 3 on Ultra, and he's getting about 62 frames per second here at this instance at the beginning of the game, using, you see here, the 6 cores from the AMD FX 6300 and the 270X graphics card. So that's not too bad. And I just wanted to show you guys that since this is the low-end budget build that I do every month, so the $600 build out of the $1,000 and $1,500 builds, and even though it's the lowest one, it's still a pretty kick-ass gaming PC build. Moving on, we have the Kingston HyperX Blue 8GB RAM modules this month for $64.99. And here under the hard drive, you can see usually I recommend the 500GB Western Digital Blue. This month it's $51.99. However, it's not too much more to get the 1 terabyte in my opinion. Just spend the extra $9 or so and get the 1 terabyte one for $59.99. They're so close in price, it doesn't really matter what you go for. If you do want to save that extra $10, then by all means. The power supply this month, I have switched it up. This month I'm using the Corsair CX Series 500 watt one for $49.99. This is to better fit with the minimum power requirements of the graphics card of the AMD R9 270, which the minimum power requirements is technically 500 watts. So this is why we have included that this month. The case is also changed in the $600 build. We have the Thermaltake V3 Black Edition. This is $39.99. This is a change from the Source 210 NZXT that I usually include because it's such a good budget case. However, that did bump up into price into the $30 range. Sorry, this month. And so I thought, let's switch it up. This is a pretty good case for a budget case. $39, and you kind of get the blue LEDs on it. Here, I'll just quickly bring it up on Thermaltake's website. This is a good little mid-tower case. It has the rear exhaust, and that's the only fan I believe that comes with it. However, it does have the front intake, the top intake, and the side intake as per most cases nowadays. But not a bad case for $39. And then finally, we have this Samsung optical drive for all your DVD burning and DVD reading needs for $19.49. and this will come out to $614. And as per usual, I include the build alternative. So if you have a little more to spend on your $600 build, these are some suggestions that I have. I think the top suggestion here, I would recommend the R9 270X graphics card if it's available. Otherwise, don't worry. You can also bump up the processor to an 8-core AMD FX 8320 for $175. Or likewise, you can get an alternative case such as this NZXT Guardian. It's kind of a funky looking, it has the nice curves and such. This case comes out to $69.99. Or like I said before, you can get the 1 terabyte hard drive, or you can also really bump up the graphics card to this GTX 760 for $249.95. However, that probably, if you're looking into a $600 build, that's probably out of your range anyhow, and so just go with the 270X. Moving on to the $1,000 build. As you can see, the $1,000 build this month comes out to $964. Why? You'll see in a second. It has to do with, again, the graphics cards. Starting out with the processor, we have the Intel Core i5-4670K quad-core processor, which we have included for several months into the $1,000 and $1,500 builds. It is currently $224. I do include a cooler into the $1,000 build this month, as there's plenty of budget room for $36. The Cooler Hyper 212 Evo. So you can overclock the heck out of the i5-4670K right out of the box if you want to. The motherboard this month, I've switched it up from the MSI Gaming Series motherboard from last month because the price of that really went up for some reason. But I have included this Asus Plus motherboard before, and it is a good motherboard, so this comes out to $147. And here is where the price discrepancies come in. So I do recommend for a graphics card the GTX 760 for $249.95. This is a really good graphics card, and this is where the price of this should be at, so $249. However, I do recommend the R9 280X graphics card. It is sold out in many places, and not only that, if you can find it, for some reason the price, I think the prices are around $360 sometimes, just not worth it in my opinion. But it is definitely worth it if you can get it for $300 or around there, give or take $10 or so. So if you can find the 280X, get that. Otherwise, you should be good with the GTX 760. For RAM, we have again Kingston HyperX Blue 8GB RAM, two 4GB modules for $64.99. 1 terabyte hard drive, the Western Digital Blue for $62. I don't include a solid-state drive in the $1,000 build particularly. However, I do include one in the alternatives if you have a little more to spend, or if you want to spend a little more and get a nice quick boot drive. For a power supply, we have the FX 650 watt power supply for $90. And this month for the computer case, I do include this new Enermax, I don't even know how you pronounce it, the Coenis gunmetal gray PC case for $69. It's a brand new case. It looks pretty cool. Nothing over the top fancy, but you pretty much get everything that you'd think for a pretty good price. And here, I'll bring it up quickly on the Enermax site. So we'll look at the gallery quick. I'll just quickly click through. So it has everything you need. It has the toolless kind of hard drive system. So everything's just, you just unscrew the little screws and stick everything in there. So nothing too complicated. It does come with a couple fans, so it has the rear exhaust and the intake, but there's plenty of room to add more, as you can see on this little picture here. But overall, it's a pretty good case, and it has that nice, if you're into the red LED glow on the front as well. So pretty solid case for the price, in my opinion. And then to top it off, we have again the Samsung optical drive for $19.49, but I did write $20 here, and in total this should come out to $964. This does leave you room if you want to spend a little more on the graphics card, like I said, for $300 for the R9 280X, or if you do want to spend a little more on kind of any of these alternatives below, by all means do that as well. Some that I include here are, like I said, the solid state drive for $125 or so. You can get a 120 gigabyte solid state drive, such as this Samsung one 840 Pro that I recommend, which is one of the better ones. Now you can upgrade the graphics card to a single better graphics card, to a GTX 770 if you want for $363. Or if you want to just simply SLI the GTX 760 that I do include, you can buy another one for another $250 or so, or you can get a more efficient Air CPU cooler, such as this Noctura, for $84. And now moving on to the $1,500 build. The $1,500 build, just like the other two, or the $1,000 build, is much lower than $1,500. So it's a $70 lower at $1,430, and you'll see why in a second. The processor we have is the i5 4670K. Just like the $1,000 build, you can overclock it really easily, especially if you have another cooler to go along with it, such as the Hyper 212 that I recommend. It's relatively cheap at $36. The motherboard, we have the Asus Maximus 6 Hero motherboard, which is a really good motherboard. It has all the features that you would ever dream of. $210 currently. You can get it for around $200 or $190 even if you are so diligent, but it is a very good motherboard, and it'll overclock very easily, the 4670K. Here's where the prices get affected again, is where with the graphics card. So just like last month, I do recommend the GTX 770 graphics card for $363. You'll perform probably great in any game, play Ultra in most all games. However, I do recommend AMD's new line of graphics card, the R9 290. The availability is going to increase. However, it is the newest of all of them, I believe, and it currently I just can't find it, and especially for the price that it should be at $400. So if you do find one for $400, grab it. And there's room if you have a $1,500 budget. Otherwise, you can save $40 and go with the GTX 770. Moving on to the RAM, in the $1,500 build, I do include 16 gigabytes, so quite a bit of RAM, and you know that should be good for a while, especially for a gaming PC. And this kit comes out to $129.99. The hard drive I recommend is, again, the 1TB Western Digital Blue for $62. However, I do also include this. I do include the solid state drive in the $1,500 build for $124, 128 gigabytes, plenty of room for an OS, some software or games to have them quickly boot, and believe me, it makes a huge difference. The power supply, we have for the third month in a row, I believe, or second month, the Corsair RM Series 750 watt gold certified power supply. This is the RM Series is their newest line, I believe, for $129.99. And the computer case this month, there wasn't really many new releases. I like to kind of showcase any new cases that come out. However, there haven't been too many in the last month or so. So I thought I was inspired by someone this month to include the Rosewell. I have included this before in a build before, and it is a really good case. $129. The Rosewell Thor V2 Black Series PC case, and I'll give you it's a full tower case, so it's huge, even more room than everything that's included in the build. But you know, they put a lot of attention into the detail of this case, and it's, you know, you can kick it a few times and it'll still stand up without a dent. So it's a really nice case. And then finally, again, the Samsung optical drive, and in total this comes out to $1,430. And now for the alternatives for the $1,500 build. I do have the i7, kind of the Intel Core i7 4770K, so the unlocked i7 Haswell processor here. You know, go with an i7 if you're just gaming. The i5 is perfectly, it'll be more than you need, but this i7, if you do any video work, graphics work, or anything over and above, it might be a worthy upgrade for $324.99. Or you can SLI with another GTX 770 if you go with that graphics card above for another $363. Or you can get a better single graphics card if you like, and the one I recommend here is the EVGA GeForce GTX 780 Ti 3GB graphics card. This will set you back $700 though, so it's pretty expensive. Or you can have if you want to allocate more space to just a solid state drive, for example, you can get a 512GB for $419. You can go with this, scrap the Western Digital drive if you want, and just go with the one drive, or still have both, but it does allow you to have more room. And that does it for the gaming PC builds of the month this month. I will include the links. Oh, that's the end of the video, but like I usually say, I usually include the links in the side of the video, so you can jump around to the $600 build, the $1,000 build, and the $1,500 build. However, please visit the site, noobcomputerbuild.com. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment on the site. I love to collaborate and share ideas, so that'd be great. And until next month, everybody, have a happy new year, and I'll see you in 2014. Thanks.